間もなく列車が参ります。危ないですから。
Hello guys, and welcome to a very special Timothy in Japan. We are heading to somewhere very exciting now. This is a city I definitely do not see done anywhere else. Any other video I've seen on it is in Japanese. This probably will be the first English speaking video done on the city, and I'm very excited to be going to Ube City.
You may be asking yourself, why am I going to Ube City? Well, there's one very good reason. Because it's the birthplace and home of HiIdeaki Anno, creator of my all-time favourite anime series, Neon Genesis Evangelion. From what I've read online, Ube really loves to celebrate Evangelion and has a load of really cool Evangelion stuff, with some of it not yet been documented on YouTube. And there was one location in Ube that I really badly wanted to see. I guess this is kind of like a pilgrimage to me. Ever since I saw that final movie back in 2020, I needed to go to this location at some point in one of my Japan trips. But before I went there, I had actually picked out a few locations at Ube I wanted to check out. Some of them to do with Evangelion, and one of them nothing to do with Evangelion.
To get to Ube, take the Ube line. It's a JR service, so if you have a JR pass, you'll be able to use it for free. Also do love how when Thomas the Tank Engine seems to be every single station here. A little bit of home. So the Ube line takes off from track 8. Let's go down there. We've already come across our first Neon Genesis Evangelion promotion for an event that's actually going right now. We're going to be showing you a few bits about. And that train may be kind of recognisable to Evangelion fans. You may have recognised it looks very much like the train that Shinji is on in his mind.
Walking down the stairs to the Ube line, you could tell that Ube really wants to remind you that they have a lot of Evangelion stuff. There was posters everywhere.
Wow, they really everywhere. It's like, hey guys, I'm really shocked no one's done a video on this. This train is the more modern version. Wow, really shows you there's not a lot of trains that come down here. Because like almost an hour before the next one, so we missed this one. We better chill up and get on here.
If you are thinking of coming to Ube, I must warn you, please check the train times, because trust me, there are points where there's like 2 hours without a train. I've been on a lot of trains in Japan, but I must say, this Ube line train was so chill. Probably one of my favourite train journeys ever. Always looking out, you could always see countryside and some really interesting looking places. Some of the train stations were so small, they were like in people's gardens. It was quite a surreal experience. But soon it was time to get off the train and to our first Evangelion location. It was time to head to Ube Airport. It actually has an Evangelion store inside and some other cool Evangelion stuff.
Seafront Airport. This place is super cozy. I kind of wish in one way my flight was coming back from here. Unfortunately, I looked it up and there are barely any planes from here, and plus getting over here is quite a hassle. Like, I didn't really realise this, but pretty much the trains sort of stop at a certain, wow, there's like a big theme park in the distance. Like, was that a water park? Wow, it looks like a water park. I may go and see what that's about. So I believe what we're looking for is in this main area, and I think I found it, or at least found one of the things. This is like the little Evangelion store. Oh my god, they're playing like a chill version of Fly Me to the Moon. It was nice that they were able to get the copyright. Oh wow, you can even like get a little set. Oh, it's like in a little, it's like a ramen set. That's cool. think we'll be picking up some treats for my family. I'm trying to do that like from each area I'm going to. Even got Shin Kamen Rider stuff. Well, that said the Beats. Remember the band from Dog? They were the true band of the 90s. It's like anything Evangelion they got here. Wow, they even got EVA socks. Quite expensive. Oh, I've just seen the cute little plushes at the bottom. So adorable. So I think I'm definitely going to pick up a few bits to remind me of my time here. Definitely going to pick up something exclusive. You can see that's somewhere we'll be going to later on, and that's also somewhere we're going later on. And I think that's more where we have just been. They even got them on the beach, which I'm not sure if we're going to make it to or not. I thought there was another stamp point, unfortunately. Doesn't seem like that. So that's Ube Airport. I got some nice Evangelion stuff. So I got this super nice Evangelion bag from the store. My understanding is sometimes there is actually a big statue of EVA Unit 1 in there, but I think the event has just finished or is finishing and they've taken it down. But it was still cool. You could still see Ray, Oscar and Karu are still in the shop. I think normally if it's the event, which I think happens around October to about January, and I think it's like the last week of it, so I'm guessing they're just automatically taking stuff down that they don't need anymore. But I now need to figure out how to get... Wow, you can go over that bridge. Just seen a cool bridge I'm going to go over. I think that over there is actually just a normal park. Tempted to slide down that. Oh, it's not as big as it looked. There was a slide down there that just looks so big. And I was like, I've got to go down it. There is a big slide. Oh, I'm tempted. It's like a huge slide. That is very tempting. Even at my old age. Oh, is it one of those ones with the little cylinders? Oh no, it's not. Like, if I go around that circle one, I will be like Mr. Burns in an episode of The Simpsons. Right, I'm going to go down the slide. I'm going to do it on my terrible phone. I'm just going to pray that no one's off my shit. The shit I do for YouTube. I really shouldn't be saying the S word in a children's playground. I just made it through. More yoga for Tim when he gets home. I can still see my stuff. Oh, you really go down this one. Oh. It's like this little... Wah! Oh, I don't think they were quite expecting a grown-up to go down that. That was really fun. That makes your butt hurt. But it was a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? But I'm sorry, when you see a big slide like that, are you just going to walk past and not go on it? have Evangelion gifts for everyone, everything from standees to cookies that you can take back home for everyone at home. They even have them on the beach. Heck, you can even pick up an Evangelion burger right now at McDonald's. Now I do have a fuller video on this. Unfortunately this is limited time. This is probably not going to be able to do anytime you'd go. But I just thought I'd add it into the Evangelion day. Yeah, please do check out the full video on this. This is actually a really nice burger. Tokiwa Park. Now there's one more Evangelion thing here. It's actually in the main park. It's a very pretty looking park. I think I saw the thing. The Spear of Longinus. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing that. And that's essentially the spear that they throw at each other in Evangelion. I can see it off in the distance. It does look quite good. And they don't have it up all year round, so you may have to check. They have changed some of the places they put it sometimes. It's not always in the exact same place. I've seen another time I think it was on top of a hill. There we go, our final Evangelion product. Hang on. Hi and welcome to another adventure in Japan, and as you can see, a bit of an empty spot right now. There's another tourist video on Ube, and one of the things they showed off was actually this really lovely looking beach. There was like this idle video and I was sort of dancing around all the really cool places in Ube. So I visited like all the Evangelion places, but I was like, this beach looks really nice. So I thought, even though it's really cold right now, or it's cold for Japan, not as cold for us English people, I thought I'd go and give it a check. So at the bottom of the screen I'm going to put the name of the beach because it's very hard to pronounce. I do have my swimmers or swim shorts. Just say how dead this station is. Literally all it is a piece of concrete. There's not even steps, really, or there's steps. But as you can see, you literally have to walk across the track to get back to the station. And there are not many trains here. I have checked when the trains are coming, so I do know what sort of time I have on the beach. Be very careful. Wow, it's like there is actually a station part. But hey, there's still vending machines over here. On my days, there's even like an Evangelion promotion. Something I love about these sort of small areas, small town areas. You're really missing out if you don't travel down. Notice that every time there's like a level crossing, people stop before they cross. I mean, just to double check that a train isn't coming. I'm guessing it must be a road rule here that you have to slow down in that area. Right, let's go and head to the beach. I'm pretty sure that's what that sign there is saying. distance. Just gotta come round. Yep. Wow, you can see the sea wall. It's like in England. Wow, it's gone out quite far. This is a big beach. I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, where are we going to go? It'll be all in and stuff. But wow, that's quite a beach. It's going to take us a while just to walk. I must make sure I know when I may get to the ocean and then have to come back. No one is here. That's kind of scary. If I got into any sort of trouble. This is wild. Like, considering, okay, I see like one little old lady on the beach, so she can come save me if I go too far. Wow, I'm gonna send a picture. My dad always goes to Bournemouth. My dad always goes like going to the seaside, but I'm just gonna send him a picture and be like, hey dad. Okay, it's pretty solid. Just probably try to put some water. So this is probably the coldest it's ever been for me actually to go on a beach where we're just in my swim shorts. There are a lot of cold beaches in England, it's kind of a thing. So this ocean, so just to make sure my stuff, I'm just gonna have to always be keeping an eye on my stuff back there. What I do for YouTube. So that was cold, but I am pretty sure I have been in colder oceans. I would have gone for a swim. I would have gone deeper. The fact this beach is so unmanned, I'm a bit like, oh, if I got into any trouble, yeah, literally they would never find me. So yeah, I wouldn't want my parents worrying about me. So I guess the cool thing is when I was out in the ocean, I actually like found a shell and I was like, oh wow, look at this really cool shell, it like looks mint. And I picked it up and the little shrimp was still living in it, and I went, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll put you back. I was like, I've never seen that in the UK. When you find the shell, yeah, whatever's living in it is long dead. But it was like so funny. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'll put you back. Oh, this beach is just so lovely.
next scene does include spoiler endings from the last Evangelion movie. If you have not seen it, please go and see it now. We will be here once you have finished. There was just one more location left in Ube to visit, and it was the place I wanted to visit the most. I'm going to go where it all ended. Let's visit the train station where Evangelion ended.
I think we're coming into it actually. Wow, I'm actually here. We come in on the platform Shinji is waiting on in the movie. So this is the terminal station, I guess. I didn't realise that. That's quite interesting. And these steps coming up probably will be the most famous things people will recognise from here. This is where Shinji and Mari run up the stairs at the end of the movie. It feels really surreal to be here when you see it. Like, they animated this so well, like it's literally 1-to-1. Like now it's like, and over there that's where the others are all standing. Isn't it Ray, Asuka and Karu, and of course Ray's with Karu. Asuka's sitting by herself. So I'm guessing this train goes back somewhere.
There were people waiting for their train on this platform, so I decided to look around the surrounding area and the station to see if there was any cool Evangelion references I could find.
This is actually what it'll look like.
Don't worry, I will be returning to this platform to take more photo and video.
This is what they would have seen when they ran off into their eternity. And you got Detective Conan promotion at the Evangelion station. As you can see up there. I don't think anyone's ever actually looked at the other station where Asuka and Ray are sitting. So this is what the station, this is where everyone else's view of that final scene is, which is interesting considering we don't get it. And just over there is where Asuka is sitting, and I think, isn't that nice? There's one of the extra features you get here is you get to see the swan. So it's interesting to see the full picture at last. And this wonderful little water fountain. I know this only feels weird to a lot of people, but Evangelion was like my all-time favourite anime. I remember watching it like on Sci-Fi Channel back in like the early 2000s. Yeah, back on the Sci-Fi Channel, it was like 2003, and it was like so exciting, like watching it every week. It was such a good series. So this series has really been with me, and then of course they started to rebuild the series, and that was only a few years later. And of course they've ended the rebuild series now, but it feels so weird that like my whole, I guess, anime life, I was waiting for the rebuild series to end and I guess get the conclusion to Evangelion, which at the time I think there was even actually a video of me watching it. I don't know if I liked Shinji getting with Mari, but the more I thought about it, like, you couldn't just have like a happy ending at the end of Evangelion. That was never just going to happen. You were going to just have to have a little bit of an out there ending, and I actually generally like where the characters all ended up. I think it was the right choice in the end. I think Anno made the right call. I mean, he either put it with Ray or he either put it with Ray or Asuka. I just don't think it would have worked. I think it was a good message to say that sometimes in life it is just better to move on. And yeah, it's feel very surreal to be here. So this is where they would have walked out to, and this is like the live part of the rebuild movie. Fortunately, I think I've seen videos of other videos of this, and there's like stamps and stuff. Also, unfortunately, it seems like the 7-Eleven has shut down. There used to be a 7-Eleven in here. And if we look now, this is the bizarre live action part at the end. But only Evangelion could do something like this. They actually pulled it off. They deserved it. I mean, End of Eva had the life. So this is where they ran out to. Of course, we do not have a drone. And even if we did, I do not think we're allowed to drive it. I think Anno had very special written permission that day to drive his drone for that final shot. So of course, this is where literally Shinji and Mari run out. I think they used some animation tricks to rotoscope them over some live action people. And this is the AB Hotel. You see in the ending titles as one last kiss starts blurring. Wow, they even got like some Evangelion posters over here. This feels weird. This is where the waifu war ended, everyone. And it was won by someone who wasn't even part of it for most of the existence. The greatest waifu war in existence, and this is where it ended. We're going to do a walk up. I think you can sort of see towards that building in the distance. This is where I love you more than you'll ever know. Bum, 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 bum. It just feels so weird, like walking down here after seeing it in the movie. Have you ever noticed that that last shot, if you look carefully enough, you can actually see the train, the old style train leaving? That I think is meant to be symbolism of essentially the train was sort of Shinji's depression, anxiety, I guess all the bad things, and the idea that he had finally gotten off the train. Which, you know, in that point was pretty depressed. I just realised there's a Pachenko parlour. There's a cooking Pachenko. I think I never realised that what it was. You can really see that in the distance. That's the thing you can see. I think you can see off into the sea. Where Shinji and Mari ran off to. They probably went to go play Pachenko, everybody. I figured out the ending of Evangelion, they went to go and play Pachenko together. They probably played Evangelion at times Godzilla. Because they're like, hey, they're going to race such a cool... See, I'm being a good person and waiting. So this is where Shinji and Mari ran off to. Either here, or they went to go and play Pachenko next door. Where they found a new kind of depression. Not having any money. We're just going to come up to this point. I'm going to walk down. I know after the camera they probably would get a bit suspicious of me walking down thinking I'm trying to get trade secrets. Yeah, you can see it's just factories for the rest. That's really interesting though. I don't think I've ever seen a video where someone's walked all the way down here. I think I'm going to head back to the station. You see, where Shinji was sitting in the movie, there was some kid sitting there, and I was just like... I think he was waiting for the next train. And my understanding is the train's there really are quite rare. And we're back here at the station. So, this is where Shinji was sitting, waiting for Maru. Can't believe it, I'm actually sitting in the seat. I'm actually sitting in the seat where Evangelion ended. Been about where Mario is standing. I literally bought this figurine for 250 yen last night and it's already paying for itself. And I just almost missed this. There's actually a stamp you can collect. All you do is put it in here. It's cool, they give you a nice little bit of paper. Try and line it up. And there is Shinji. There is Shinji at the station, and there's actually two designs. I'm going to do one. I think this is promoting the bus, which I think's just finished. I don't think the bus is here anymore. They do this. There he goes.
So, my time in Ube City was over. But there was one last thing I really wanted to recreate before I left.